are. It is round number 5 here in COTA. Felix Gavai's on pole. ART or Jordan has won every race this season, and he's got both ARTs just behind him, Solaya and Motorsport. So then it's Saffron Jones, Marcus Evans in the other Jordan, and John Jones in 6th. And outside the 10, you've got WMT, Rival Trees, and Leshoff. With George Ryan Muller just starting out so top 10. The championship leader, Marcel is down in 40. The man who's 5th in the championship somehow is George Allium. He starts 24th. The season 1 champion, Pierre Montcalm, down in 22nd. So this is going to be quite an interesting upcoming 18 laps. Or 18 minutes, not laps, as we get underway. And Camailes is off the line, but Solario gets there nicely. Into turn 1, and right going up the inside is Saffron Jones, who goes through into lead. And here comes John. It's a Jones 1-2, followed by Camailes. And John Jones has the race lead from Saffron. Then comes Solario and Camailes, rises up into the top 5, ahead of Mahutza and Helves Phillip. So John Jones leads from Saffron. There goes up into 2nd now Solario, who is going to be moving up to 2nd place ahead of Camailes. Saffron drops down to 4th. Then comes Oliver Wright as we move through. Jones leading, Solario then comes with Camailes, White and Hilton Phillip. Saffron Jones, meanwhile, has dropped all the way down to the back of the field and has, I think, gone off into the wall. And she has. And Saffron Jones is into the wall. This will happen, goes to the move from Camailes, locks up, nearly takes out the back of Solario into the wall and out of the race. So Saffron Jones is out. Whoa, that's Elvis and Phillip getting in deep and going wide. So Jones leading Solario. Then comes Oliver By, who's up into the top 3. Alex Rodriguez, who hasn't scored a point all season, running in the top 5 right now, which is incredible. And then he goes wide and drops down to 9th place. So I jinxed him. But out in front, it is John Jones, the Season 2 champion, who leads. From Solario, Rye is 3rd, Helson Phillip 4th. Then comes Camailes. Moving up the inside there is Leshoff, won't get it done. That's Mahutza running in 6th. They all then are clamouring through and behind. At the back of the field is Emerson Stouthouse. But it is John Jones leads Solario. Rye is 3rd, then a gap back to Helson Phillip. Then comes Camailes, Mahutza, and Masterberger. Rodriguez is going from the move on Masterberger. Moves up to 7th. Leshoff will then try and follow him through. Trying to go right around the outside, won't happen. Then 10th place is Moretze, then Sang Hood, who's up into 11th. With Powell in 12th, Cheryl By and Devon Muller, Camille, and then back through the field we go. But out in front, John Jones leads Solario. Then comes Oliver By with Helson Phillip and Camailes, and then comes Moretze. So both Jordans down in 4th and 5th right now. As that's a Moretze that is not facing the right way and is not got a front wing. As I looked away for 2 seconds, because of course it happened, and you can see with Moretze as he goes up the hill, he just takes too much of the curve, unsettles the rear end, and that is a one-way ticket. And that is Moretze not going to be scoring any points unless chaos happens. Now the 2 Jordans might end up in a fight here. Helson Phillip ahead of Camailes, who started this race on pole, don't forget. Now down in 5th, but Camailes is going to breeze by in the straight after Helson Phillip got an awful run. And it's going to move up into the top 4. We'll see what the response is for Marcus Helson Phillip. He's not exactly a man to care too much about, driving safety. 6th place is Alex Rodriguez. 7th place is Samantha Moretze. Wang Sang Hun up into the top 8. Then comes Marcelberger with a dive bomb, but he's going to go deep. Also trying to follow through is Kayla Fowler at his way. He's got a car going off. Actually, we've got 2 cars going off down there. That's Pierre Montcalm, who's one of them. And I think the other was Moretze. So, yeah, Montcalm's got damage. So, not a good afternoon for him. John Jones leads, but the gap has come now. And Roberto Solario is right there. No sign of rain at this stage. It looks like we're going to have a dry race, at least for now. We will see. But let's say come up across the line. It is John Jones by half a second who leads over Roberto Solario, looking for his second race win of the season. Hasn't actually scored points in the last 2 rounds, Solario, and he currently comes into this third in the championship with 4 races in, so make of that what you will. But Jones leads Solario, then comes Ryan Hamilton, Philip Caballeros, and then Rodriguez, Moritz, Musburger, Sanghun, and Lesiova's Moritz and Montcal coming to the pits throughout the back of the field. There are a few clouds now forming, so we'll keep an eye on the weather. It could be very interchangeant, as you can just see some of the lines from where cars have, lost it or whatever. Solario hasn't closed up as much as to Jones as I would have expected. Possibly a bit of the dirty air. Going for that first sector. A lot of following the car in front of you. Making sure you don't get the dirty air. Make sure the brakes don't overheat. Make sure the tyres don't overheat. Make sure everything's in the optimal range. So you can start doing your own job. And now it's here that I think Solario's going to see the benefit. Because it might not be as strong as if he was a tenth or two closer. But he's going to get a nice tow down this straight from Jones. And all the while... Now, if you're not aware of what a slipstream is, essentially what that means is the car ahead is punching all the dirty air out of the way, and Solario is effectively getting cleaner air, which is why the slipstream is good. Now, the issue with dirty air is, all that lovely air that's getting pushed back from the car in front to the car behind, that is then slowing them down in the corners, is my understanding. So, yeah, Solario's going to get some nice benefit on that main straight and the back straight, but through these corners, he's going to be suffering. Third place is Rai. Caballeros is actually up to 4th now. He got a hell of Helmers and Philip at some point. Rodriguez is 6th. Then we've got Moritz, Musburger, Sanghun that is just about less sharp at the end of the points. He is defending from George Rai. Then comes Cheryl and Powell, and then further back down the field to some of the usual candidates. Camille's got damage, Devon's got damage, and Stelpark's got damage, and they're all at the back of the field. Now, Solario made a mistake away. That gap's now opened up. So we'll have a look what happened with Solario. Is it down at the final corner that he made the mistake? Let's see, comes in aggressive off the curb. I guess he just went too aggressive on the curb and just got absolutely no drive off the final corner. Let's go see the two shortest fight. No, we're not. That's Alex Rodriguez spinning. And he's got no rear wing. And Alex Rodriguez, who was in the top 6 looking for his first points of the season. And he throws it all away and he's not going to get any points. Let's have a look on board. Carries too much speed and gets on the curb, but that's fine. And then, whoa, that's a weird one. So look at that in a different angle. So he takes too much speed into the corner, comes wide, clips off the curb, and then there goes the back end, and Alex Rodriguez is going to come into the pit. So that's going to push George Rai up into the points, which is good news for the 4 George Rai fans out there. Actually, I shouldn't say that. One of the most active members host him. Anyway, that was a very wedding just behind Gamaywa's here. The 2 Jordans putting on a good fight. As Jones and Solario kind of stalled out in front. Rai is running in 3rd. He might end up getting caught by the 2 Jordans here. We'll see what they do. 11:45 to go. As you can see, obviously, Rodriguez is going to struggle. And there are a few drops of rain in the air. So this is going to add a little bit of drama and a little bit of tension. How long is the rain going to come here? How strong is it going to be? And that's Lesiov at the chicane, losing the back end, and he is going to rejoin 14th when he actually gets that car up and running. As you can see now, George Rai defending from Scherer. That's in the fight for 10th place. Scherer gets through. See what George Rai can do. He's out onto that lovely back straight though, where he is going to get the slipstream. So it's played right into the hands of George Rai. We'll see what he can do. But I think he lost a bit of time, so we'll see what happens. Not going to happen there for George. Further up ahead, you can see Rodriguez struggling. He's actually beginning to hold up Sanghun to a certain degree. So we'll see if that then feeds Scherer and Rai into the back of him. Looks like it is actually, so keep an eye on that one. John Jones, meanwhile, lost the race lead at one point. He's now running in 2nd. I don't know if he lost it down at the chicane. But that must have happened a while back. Yeah, it did. So, he just lost the back end, went wide and lost the race lead. So, he is now running in 2nd, just ahead of Oliver Rai. With Gamay was in 4th, having dropped Helvis and Philip, and then comes Moritz, Musselberger, and then, well, Sanghun, and then Rodriguez is coming into the pits now. So, There we go. Rain's still coming down here in COTA, so I think it's here to stay. This now means we're here 6, Motorsport 7.8. That's George Wright going for a spin. And he is going to rejoin the track. Nearly hits Caleb Powell. And then, I don't know what he's doing. He's coming to the path of Georgiani here. But that is George Wright out points after he was running 9th. We'll have a look what happened into the final corner. And then, yep, same sort of situation as Rodriguez. Just he spun the other way. So, there we go. As you can see, Leshiov on the move, going to the inside on Haley Mariam, trying to get himself up to 11th place, and up to 11th place goes the Russian. Let's have a look what happened to Roberto Solario, because he has lost a lot of time. I think he might have had a moment down at that chicane, and John Jones is coming on the move. Behind them is Oliver Wright, who's under pressure from Gamaires, who's going for 3rd place. Up the inside goes Felix Gamaires, and up to 3rd place goes Felix Gamaires. Has to then leave the door open to try and allow a fair fight. Won't happen there. We'll keep an eye on that fight in the background of Jones versus Solario. Alex Rodriguez into the pit. Don't know where he's going to rejoin, but John Jones is going for the move. He gets the slipstream. He goes to the inside. He is alongside Roberto Solario. Up the inside he goes. Is this the race lead for John Jones? Solario goes a little bit wider to get more track to use, and he is going to keep the race lead. Now, behind them, Gamaires and Wright are not out of this, and they might end up getting involved, and we could have a 4-way fight for the lead, which would be very tantalising. The bad news is Helson is falling off a cliff. Looks like Jones might have locked up going into that corner, so we'll see what happens here. Looks like the rain has stopped, at least for now. We've still got sprinklers in the area, so we'll see. 8 minutes 40 to go. Solario leading by a second to John Jones. Then comes Gamaires and Wright. Helsenfeld is next, then Mosswell with Sangher, Bobetze, and then Cheryl and Leshiov. Bobetze up the inside on Sanghun into the final corner. Won't happen there. Let's go back up the front because Gamaires is pressuring Jones, who's now right onto the back of Solario again, who must have made a mistake into turn 1. This is what happened with Solario. He just had no drive coming out of turn 1. And now John Jones is right there for the race lead again. Gamaires in Wright. The top 4 separated by less than a second and a half as Jones went for the move. Solario forcing him onto the outside. He won't get the move, and now here comes Gamaires. Oliver Wright, the top 4 now separated by under a second. As they roll up through the chicane. And remember, if Jones can keep there, he is going to get that slipstream in a second on that back straight. But he also knows Felix Gamaires is going to get that. And Gamaires with the dive bomb takes P2. And now for Gamaires, the bad news is he's giving up the slipstream to Jones. The good news is he's going to get a slight to off Solario. But Jones is going to get the slipstream here. And I think he's just going to go back past Gamaires, who didn't get an amazing exit off the previous corner coming out the hairpin. And Jones moves now back up to 2nd place. So they're exchanging places. So it is Solario leading from Jones. Gamaires is 3rd. It is Oliver Wright 4th. And then Helsenfeld 5 seconds down the road in P5. Just sort of in no man's land right now. Because he's not really in a fight with the top 4. He's not really in a fight with Marsberger, who's running 6th. And then Marsberger himself sort of in no man's land. Because he's sort of too far ahead of the Moritzi and Sanghun battles to do anything. And he's too far back from Helsenfeld to really do anything there. So it looks like Solario is going to win the race. However, there are still 6 minutes 50 to go. Let's not count anything too early. The gap is only just over a second, so we'll see what happens here. Everson Stahlhaus, meanwhile, is into the pits and has been lapped, and he is out the back of the field, so not great news for Everson Stahlhaus. As there's the move from Gamaires, but he locks up badly and he taps the wall, but I don't think he got any damage from that. Wow. No damage for Gamaires, but it has certainly damaged his confidence. And he drops to P4. And now he's sort of in no man's land because he's 2 seconds away from the driver in front and behind. There's Helsenfeld, there's Mossberger, and then we move back here, and I think, no, that's Stahlhaus. The fight now could be for 10th place between Leshiov and Mariam, 2 drivers who I don't think get much screen time. They're fighting it out for 10th place. This is the last point position. We saw how tight it went in Season 2. Celia Camille has retired. What a shame. But yeah, we saw how tight it goes in Season 2, and any points matter, and currently it's Leshiov just ahead of Mariam. And boy oh boy with Vitaly Leshiov on that point, because he is currently 22nd in the championship, and he has only scored 1 point all season, and it looks like he has dropped Mariam, going for that section of corners. Sagan, meanwhile, is slightly being held up by the lap car of Emerson Staufhaus, and that's now beginning to feed in Matthew Shetler, who is running behind him. Of course, his teammate Oliver Ray is up in the podium spot, so not particularly amazing with Shetler, but that shows there is pace in the car. Although it looks like Sagan is going to clear off Staufhaus, and he is. Although he actually goes wide. No, it was Staufhaus who went wide. But now, here comes Scherer, trying to get his way through. Can he quickly follow Sagan past Scherer, and then try and take maybe 8th place off of Sagan? Scherer's actually fighting this really hard. He's got fresher tyres, so that's not really too much of a shock. But now Scherer's all over the back of Staufhaus for 8th, and this might be beginning to feed in Leshiov and Mariam here, so we'll see. As Scherer goes to the outside, that then becomes the inside. Here comes Leshiov and Mariam, and it's now a 4-way fight for 9th place, or 8th place now, as Scherer's up into 8th, then Leshiov and Sagan, and then Mariam. And here comes Leshiov now trying to take 8th place. 4 minutes 15 to go. Leshiov to the inside, and he moves up into 8th place. So Vitaly Leshiov moves up to 8th place, just ahead of Scherer, Sagan, and Mariam. See what the response is from Scherer, because we know that he's got pace in the car. Because Wright is currently fighting with Jones for 2nd, so we'll keep an eye on that fight. As we've got yellow flags, and that is Simona Moritze who's gone off. And she is gonna, well, avoid them and then rejoin onto the track in this fight. So what happened with Simona Moritze, who I think was running in 7th place? Loses the rerun going up there and into the wall. Gets no damage on her way, but she is now out. Well, she's down at the bottom end of the point, so there we go. There you can see Oliver Ray all over the back of John Jones. Of course, John's sister Safon is out of the race, so he's the only Jones left running. Been a frustrating season for the Season 2 champion. Had a lot of pace in qualifying, but he's not had the results to show for it due to either misfortune, either due to himself or others. But he's running in the top 2 right now, and he has dropped Oliver Ray there. As you can see, Sagan trying to get past Scherer. There's Moritze and Mariam, and then behind them down as well, like it's 5 seconds down the way, just the homeboy Caleb Powell. That was contact, and there goes the front wing of Scherer. And Matthew Scherer will not score points. So that's going to drop him outside the top 10. He's now just looking to defend from Mariam for the rest of that for no other reason than pride. And yeah, you can see Mariam won't make that too much of a fight. Scherer braking heavily to get into the pits is now going to pull off into the pits with damage. Out in front though, it has been fairly smooth sailing for this man, Roberto Solario, who is leading this race pretty comfortably. And ARTO Jordan has won every race this season. Roberto Solario currently is going to keep that trend alive, and it's going to be 5 races this season, all won by an ARTO Jordan, unless he bottles it or John Jones goes in the mad rush. There's Oliver Ray in 3rd, then Gabayras and Harris in 3rd, whatsoever. Leshiov, Moritze, Sagan, and Mariam, and they're not really fighting with each other, so yeah. I think the highest fight is for 14th here between Kraft and Schitz and Muller, which isn't great. With just over a minute and 40, well, just over a minute and a half to go. Solario's lost a little bit of time, about a second, probably made a minor mistake somewhere. I wouldn't worry too much at this stage. Ray is 3rd, then Caballos and Harris at 3rd. Sagan sort of there with Robert Saber, not really, then Mariam and Powell. Adio and Ray are finding it out. This is for 12th place. Let's see what George Adio can do on the move. Can he get past George Ryan up into the top 12? Won't attempt even a manoeuvre. Final minute of the race. as Solario crosses the line. So we're on to the final lap of the race for Solario anyway. Back to the front though, because Oliver Wright is hunting down Jordan Jones, and this is the second place of the final lap of the race. Can Oliver Wright do it? Hunting down Jones, losing a bit of time there. It does not look good, but he's got that back straight in the hairpin. And that is his best opportunity, you would imagine. Will he maybe attempt one here? No, he's going to play it smart. Wait for the slipstream, then get the movement on the back straight. The two Jordans, meanwhile, are 4th and 5th, and I don't think they're making any ground as the checkered flag is out. And this is it. If Oliver Wright wants to go for it, I would say this is his last good opportunity. He's got the slipstream. He's got the momentum. Can Oliver Wright move by John Jones and up into the top 2? And he's going to go for the move to the inside, Oliver Wright. Jones forced to the outside. He's going to keep that clean. Holds his space. Then goes back up the inside. Jones bravely on the brakes. Keeps it to the inside. The back news for him though. He's now going to get caught on the outside if Wright keeps it up the inside. And Wright gets a beautiful bit of traction mid-corner there. Jones is going to try and keep this right round the outside. Mounting the curb. Using all the track he can to hold P2. And John Jones has defended P2. In a brilliant battle between those two. And it might not be over yet because Wright is still there and going for it into the penultimate corner. Up the inside. Jones a little bit out of shape. Wright won't get the place when he attempts to move into the final corner. No, he won't. Back to the front though because Solario's won it. John Jones, after a beautiful battle on the final lap with Wright, will finish second. They cost each other so much time because there's Gamaires, who was 3 seconds behind him, 4th. Right on the back of them. Helmsley Phillip completes out the top 5. 6th place will go to Sebastian Massimero, who gets some good points as the championship leader in a race where he wasn't really on the pace front of the top couple of drivers. Vitaly Leshiov, who had 1 point or season coming into this, gets a good result in 7th. Simona Oritze in 8th. Huang Sang-hun's going to cross the line to get some rare points in 9th. Haley Mariam ends up 10th. No points at his home race for Caleb Powell, but he gets a respectable drive and ends up 11th. With 12th place going to George Adio, who now ends his 3-point race streak. With Wolfgang Miller in 13th, ahead of George in 14th, Bagatov, Grafenschitz, Montcalm, best of those who paired. Murphy in 18th place. Sherwood's going to cross the line in 19th. There we go. And then coming through 20th will be Alex Rodriguez, then Yadeva, and then Stouthouse finished, but he was a lap down, and then Camille and Jones, Saffron that is, were your DNFers. As you can see, Rodriguez comes through for 20th, and Jesmont Yadeva is going to be the last driver to finish that wasn't lapped as he crosses the line in 21st. Emerson Stouthouse was lapped and he ends up 22nd, and then Celia Camille and Saffron Jones were your DNFers, and we will see you next time out in Brands Hatch.